Good morning, everybody. First of all, I should thank Daniel to give me the opportunity to stand before you all and share our experience with the wrench. And I usually call wrench right now as partners because we are doing business for more than 7-8 years. We are working with them. And I'd like to share with you some of our experience of using wrench. Mainly I'll be talking about what are the benefits we have got using wrench. So to start with, our company, we deal with water. For us, water is everything. You know that water cannot be created. It can be only managed. And water can be treated. And as he was telling that as we are moving towards the not a good world, our business is fantastic. And we have got a very pouring clients, and everywhere it's like we want the water to be treated. Not only water, and we are the only company in Asia where we give total water solutions. Means wastewater, everything under the earth we treat it. And we started this company. So as I said, water is our element. That's it. So, and we are a very environmental friendly company, and this is as is talked about carbon emission and all. Yes, we are very much for it, and even in the sites, I don't know, even when we do our projects, when the sites are given to us, even not only physically we take care of them. If we cut down one tree, we plant 2 trees. That's our policy, company policy. So whenever we take it's not that we go to a site and just cut down the trees. It's very clear that we have to first finalize the layout, and there should be 100 reasons why a tree has to be cut down. So almost in all our plants, you will see in the water treatment company, you will see trees in between. So that's our company policy as such we do. So talking about our company history, we started in 1924. You will see it started WABAG Wasser. Wasser means it's water in Germany. So we started, our company was based in Austria, where it's one of the places in the world where water is never treated. Still now, the drinking water is never treated. You can open the tap. When you check into the hotel in Austria, they never serve the water. You have to open the tap in the washroom and just take a glass of water and drink. That's the purity of water. It's from the spring. That's where we started our company. And in 1996, we started the Indian operations with 6 people. And we started our first order with Reliance. I think you are all aware of one of the biggest giant in petrochemical, Reliance. That was our first order. With 6 people, we started our company with Reliance. And when we started, it was very, very, very small company. It was like a subsidiary of WABAG. Then VATECH took over WABAG worldwide. So we became VATECH WABAG. From that, we grew like a child growing. And in 2001, I think we INR 100 crores. It's a massive achievement. It's around 25 million USD. And then we are the only one guys who is certified in water treatment for ISO 9000. Then we crossed the 500 crore mark. That's 100 million USD. You can see it's only 5 years. And 2007, the child grew bigger, and we bought the parent. This is one of the history in India, where Indian company has bought in a Europe company. So when our MD always says that was the time when 2006-07, it is a pride to work in a multinational company. So everybody say, I'm an MNC. I work in MNC. So he always say, why don't we be an Indian multinational? So that dream came true on 2007. So when we took 2007, it's a difficult task. One is the culture and the work, the space of work. So with that, our global presence is around 25 countries. Subsidiaries, you can see all over the world. We are present in India. We are present mainly in Chennai and Pune, Delhi, Kolkata. And Chennai and Pune as our design offices. And if you see, we are more towards the Europe countries. And right now we are more developing in Middle East because we found that's one of the boom of our business. And to manage this, it's a big issue. So, and another thing, one of our product portfolio is, you can see drinking water, industrial water, desalination, municipal, and sludge treatment. So we do everything what can be done to a water. It's a wastewater treatment, and we are proud to say in India, you go to any metro, 1 cup of water you drink, it's ours. So that's how we treat it. And it's like a monopoly in India that we are the only one Asia's biggest water treatment company which gives total solutions. There are a lot of companies, competitors which they are good in desal, they are good in wastewater, they are good in municipal. But we are the only one company who give total water solutions. So what are our strengths is that one thing is that we proudly say that 85% are engineers. And we have got around 50 patent technologies. We have got our R&D office in Switzerland. And it's not that the usual, our R&D is a bit different from the usual research and development. They do, whenever we do a project for a client, the water is sent to Switzerland, we make sure the technology we use is apt. Because as you all know, we don't get a range to operate in like a construction company. Allowances, no. Exact ppm, exact TPS. One, this side, that's it. Water is rejected. And when we do good business, it's very tough. Because one day water, they don't accept it, it's a great loss for us. So our R&D is doing really a good work. And another thing is that we do total EPC or a turnkey project plus operations. Because right now the clients are very long back. We used to just design the plant, build and hand over. But right now it's not that. You built it, you operate it for 15 years because it's a water. So we do that, and we have got a lot of references for our company. So we started with 6, and so you can see within 1999 and 2003, this is the pace of our growth. It's like 450% on our turnover and order booking 650%. So we grow faster. When we went faster, when we were small, we were good, we were comfortable. So when we went so fast, and we had existing systems, like we had a static document management system, we used Primavera and MSP, Excel, AutoCAD, and we had a legacy of ERP also, of course, timesheet. So when we had all these things, these tools couldn't give us the pace, couldn't withstand the pace what we were growing. So I think you will be all aware of the honeymoon period of the project is the first 3 months. So we do projects minimum 1 year to 4 years project, huge project. So first 10% of the duration is the honeymoon period. We always lost in it because our document management system was not good, and most of all, I'll say that project management. So another challenge when we took over was geographical locations. It's clients worldwide, construction sites all over the world, design office in India, 2 places, and Austria, Switzerland. Then vendors all over because we were doing a global procurement. So it becomes too complex for us. And the documentation of India is different from the documentation of Europe. Documentation of Europe is different from documentation of Germany, China. So it became too bad. And what was our pride and what was our cutting edge was the timely completion. Started back. We started projects reporting around 20% of our projects got delayed. And we are not a company like working on 30-40% margins. We work only on 15 to 20%. And out of it, 10% is our LD. So the cost, if our time goes up by 15%, we lose our LD. Clients are never mercy on us. Straight away, 10% gone. Remaining 10%, we pay for our resource overtime. And our resources are very scarce. So we've started making a big loss. But company as such didn't make a loss. But projects started going from 25%, it came down to 15, 10, 5, started. So that's the time we thought, okay, now it's time for us to look for a good system. I always have an argument with Daniel that it's not a document management system because we were looking for a project management tool. So document management system, yes, I'll say that's one of our not a very core requirement. The main requirement was mainly on the project management tool. So one of the other thing what we are looking is the data security, because we have a lot of patent technologies, one drawing outside, copied, that's it, gone. Because never our drawings are same. So these are some of our very big pain areas, like security of data, errors in deliverables. That's really a terrible area. I think it's like the mechanical pump base frame changes, never it gets communicated to the civil guy. Civil foundation is costed. And when you go to redo the civil foundation, no. I think you are aware of it. It's not like other construction company. Our water treatment is designed as per the hydraulic flow. So the moment I changed 2 meters, my hydraulics changes. If my hydraulic changes, the size of the vessel changes. So it's very critical for me. I cannot change any of the locations. So that critical is our system. Because the moment I change, hydraulic changes, my pump capacity changes. My pump capacity changes, my vessel size changes. So it's very critical. So this is one of our pain area. The inter-department check doesn't happen. Although we had, as usual, drawing with a slip in it saying that I have checked, I have checked, I have checked. But never it gets it. Next is data retrieval. That's again one of our biggest problems. It was more of individual driven. One day we have got a good draftsman, head of drafting, so he is sick, we never able to retrieve the data. The data which is present in the server may not be the right one. What is present in his PC was the right one. So it's a lot of confusion. Next is I'll say nil project management. They go by the thumb rule. I don't know how you control the project management. I was heading the planning. Planning and project management is very close to my heart. So it's like 10 drawings, 5 drawings and 50%. No. Never. This is how we are doing the progress. The remaining 50% took 90% of the time. So we said, no, this is not the way. And the cost control, purely by individuals. Purely by individuals. And he goes by the thumb rule. What's a balanced maneuvers required? That's it. He says, okay, 5 days, 8 hours, 40 hours. While the drawing can be we would have bid it for only 20 hours. So this is another pain area. Due to individuals' requirement, standardization was a big, big problem. Although you put the templates in the server, never we were able to standardize it. And you know the resource, people are people. It's like, sometimes, say, you can have a carrot and a stick in the company, but sometimes the resource is so good, you cannot have the stick, only you always have to give the carrot. So the standardization became very tough. Of course, drawing revision control, it's again one of our biggest problem. Simple example is that the piping gauge changes. Simple change. It just changes the load location. Doesn't convey it to the cable tray guys. Doesn't convey to the instrument guy. Doesn't get conveyed to the civil guy. And never gets to the construction site. So construction site will have revision 3, while my guy will have revision 4. Or the other guy will have revision 3. So total confusion. Everybody is right. I released it. Secretary didn't send it to the site. But the construction is done. Damage is done for the company. So this is very critical. And next is that no traceability of changes. Client gives the comments. I don't know, we sometimes receive comments by email, not only on the hard copy. So there is no traceability of it. Emails, it, after some time get deleted. So no traceability of the changes, why it is done. And next is, so no traceability of changes, very poor claim management. Our claims were clients are on the better side than our claim management. We put the claims, they have, show me the proof, never we had. Our claim management was very poor. And of course, slow communication, because by that time, I like to spend 2 minutes on this slow communication. Communication is mainly the vital of project management. Real vital. It's like, we got a 1-hour project review meeting. We spent 2 days to prepare for the meeting. This was our standard. One guy is operating the progress. He will run. There's a planning department. When I was heading, this guy will run to the projects, ask him, have you done this procurement? Have you sent the inquiry? He runs to the drawing guys. How many drawings out of it? How many has been released? How much in codes, different approval codes? 2 days he will spend to prepare the presentation for a review meeting. Meeting is 1 hour. And in the meeting, what happens is, you come with one data, engineering head comes with another data, the project manager with another data. So more of the meeting is to find, you will end up, whose data is correct. But the meeting was for decision, never it happens. Because the data wasn't, we couldn't control which data is correct. And of course, another prime area is knowledge management. Every time we used to start the drawing from the scratch, because we don't have a good data retrieval system. What are the document management system? Is just, we cannot attach the drawing, so we cannot retrieve the drawing. It's all in the server. Server, what version, we don't know. So it becomes knowledge management was very bad, which has to be our cutting edge. Because if we start doing the re-engineering, some of the projects we do are for references. Because we say Asia's largest desalination plant is done by us. MBR technology is done by us. I can quote a lot of things done by us. But next time when we do it with 5%, 3%, 2%, sometimes nil margins, only for reference. But if we cannot reuse that knowledge, then it's tough. So these were our pain areas. So we thought, we had a very big discussion with the management, what we want. So we said, we want very fast, lean, simple system. And we want to make it sure it has to handle a predefined work process. That's very important, predefined work process. Because nobody can skip the process. If there is an inter-department check, it has to be done. Transmitter has to be generated from the system. And more important is good project management and resource planning, because our resources are very scarce and we want to have this system. And of course, high security on the document control. So we said this is the minimum requirement, but for a lot of others, it became the major requirement. Because a lot of when we went through the document management system, I can refer, okay, I can say about the criteria. See, we said it should have EPC sector integration with software, good references, and all those things. But the prime was that remote and good practices of project management. This was our another criteria. So what we did is that we started evaluation, and these are some of the companies we used, like Columbia Soft, Admiro, and AMS. And the last two things, first three didn't come near to us. The last two, EDMS and Wrench, we had a long discussion. Of course, I'll say Wrench had a very good cutting edge, as Mr. Vincent said, the process flow. And the process flow, we could define it. Second, as the document travels, it takes the progress. That's one of our major things. So right now, any click of a button, I just press it, any project, I know what is the progress. I don't need another department to sit and calculate the progress. And I just like to share that we do level 5 planning. So our MD says that if I take a scoop of earth from my site, I should know what is the progress. So that's the level of our planning. So, and he means it. So it's not like that. We say, what is the progress? 0.25. 0.25 where? Construction? Yes, construction. In construction, what? In clarifier. In clarifier, what? Excavation. In excavation, what? 0 to 5 meter, 0 to 1 meter, 0 to 3 meter. So this is the level. So we do it to that level because we do resource planning at that level. And the site deployment, you know, our sites are very, very far. Very, very far. So when we do abroad jobs, I think our Europeans are very costly for us. So when we deploy them, we have to be exact time. When we deploy Indians, we say that, okay, you go for 10 months. When we deploy Europeans, we say 10 hours, 20 hours, because they are that costly for us. So we have to do a resource planning very much. And our projects, like 10% of our cost when you do a Euro project is manpower, mainly engineering. So that's our thing. But so resource planning becomes very vital, and to do resource planning, we need project manager. So our company works on a simple concept called PMI. I think you are aware of it. Pinbook. We work through that only. Limited resource, time, cost, and quality, with good customer relationship. We work perfectly on that. So to do this, when we did this evaluation, Wrench, I can say yes, yeah, it gave us a good comfort level. It does a good project. It is a good project management tool. Document control is an add-on facility, I'll call it, because I could say when a drawing should go. Revision 1, revision 2, revision 3. At the start of the project, I could say how many revisions this project can anticipate, which no software we could give, because our man-hours are dependent on it. Like some of the clients, we say this client is a finicky client, okay, minimum 2 revisions. So our man-hours are designed for it. So when you say 2 revisions, I don't have time. My planning guy, first revision on this date, then the approval time, aging days, then the second revision on this date. No. Just imagine, we have around 1,000 drawings per project. One person cannot sit and do that. So we want an automated system. So Wrench gave us that comfort, one. Second is, whenever the revision 1 is submitted, what is the progress? When we receive back from the client and the approval code is done, what is the progress? So this is another one facility, progress measurement. So, as I said, it handled predefined workflow, which is our workflow, and it is not a standardized workflow, which they define, because each workflow is different from company to company, and it depends upon the product. Project management is same across the world, but project lifecycle is different. Project management lifecycle is same. So it had a good predefined workflow. We could design our own workflow, web-based technology, so it took care of our accessibility, geographical issues. And it had a smooth integration. See, when we talked with them, we were a bit reluctant that will it integrate with our existing system. So when we evaluated them, they had a good smooth integration with SAP, so which is one of the best thing what we could see. So that's what give us one more brownies for them. Then, and other thing is that data. We don't want to keep our data in Europe, okay? Because if we have a data, if we have a server in US, Europe, it's very costly for us. So we have all our servers in India. We control all our global locations from India. Because if I have to put 5% in Europe for IT, it's equal to me 50% in India. So all our controlled data management is here. But I should give them the comfort to Europe that the moment they click, the drawing should be available. It doesn't say copying. This was our biggest problem, copying. Because the drawings are huge sizes. So that they had a automatic replica, so that's one of the data retrieval was very good. And of course, online project management, so it's a lot of things, time reporting, and other thing is mail management and meeting follow-up. I don't know how you do it. It's one of our other pain area. Meeting is done, everybody is happy about it. By the time the action points are done, then the time for the next meeting. Yeah? So it's literally for us, it's a real thing. But the meeting protocol goes, the due date is over. And one of other pain area is that maybe on the engineering person, we don't work on a task force concept. Huh? One engineer, one project. No. One engineer, he works on 3 projects. Okay? So it's like a matrix concept if we work. You don't work on task. So our engineering guy, what happens is he doesn't know his workload. Doesn't know. So he goes to one meeting room, number 1, and he commits, okay, I'll deliver this on this day. Goes to the second meeting room and he says, okay, I'll deliver that. And he does the third thing there. And ultimately, he couldn't deliver it. So it becomes a chaos. So that is where French supported us on capacity planning. Because when we put the resources and we saw it, yes, this guy has got has to work for 250 hours in a month. Impossible. Very clear, we cannot deliver it. So either shift your activity or put more resources. So that is one of our, because when we do bidding, our resource planning is not during execution also. When we do bidding, the sales and marketing will come to us and ask the engineering, I want to do this engineering. They'll say, this is the engineering. So engineering will give this much man hours. So they'll ask, when is the probable date? So they say, okay, from next year. Engineering has to make sure the resource is available. in our company. It's not that HR is responsible. Engineering head is responsible for the manpower. So there are some projects, like as I said, we are really very happy to say that we are very much flooded with projects. So, we do now cherry picking of the project. So we are very clear now, if I don't have a resource and my project is 10%, 7%, I don't touch the project. I don't bid for it. So my bid, no bid decision happens there because of capacity planning. Because I don't have it, because if I take that resource and put it in this new project, my existing project, which is taking me a margin of 15 to 20%, will go off. I don't want to take the risk. So that's the importance of resource planning. That's what in my slide you'll always see me project management, resource planning, project management, resource planning. So both are done. I think the projects are completed on time. So that's one of the thing. And of course, we need some customization. That's always, we have a lot of arguments with Mr. Daniel. We learned a lot from them also. I always say that, as a client, sometimes you are not always right. Sometimes you learn from vendors also. Because they see a lot of clients. You see only one vendor. Yeah? So it's like they would have met a lot of worst guys like us. So they know better. So we have learned, we have changed some of the process, what they have advised us. And it has done better. Because the moment they say, when we implement a range, they came and said, you have to attach the drawing. I said, why? Why should I attach the drawing? No, I don't want to attach the drawing. Because we were never aware that it can be viewed by a viewer. Because in our background, okay, these guys might next come and sell me AutoCAD. No, I don't want it. I don't want to attach the drawing. But when they said, no, it can be viewed, I don't know whether you are aware of it, the drawings can be viewed by anybody. You don't need an AutoCAD license to view it. They got an inbuilt viewer. So these are some of the good things we learned. We never thought that a drawing can be attached to a task. So now what happens is, mainly in Europe, they are very comfortable with it when we made a presentation. Because in India, project manager is more he does project management. In Europe, the project manager is a hardcore technical guy. He sees the drawing. That's the difference between Europe and India. He sees the drawing, he checks the drawing. Unless he is not comfortable, he will not send the drawing. So almost all the project managers will want to view the drawing. So this is one of others. Long back we had to buy a lot of AutoCAD licenses. Everybody needs one. So of course, post-implementation support also, because without post-implementation support, if it's a small bug, one report doesn't come, that's it. Whole software implementation is a sixer. So really, post-implementation support is very important. And my finance CFO always asked me when I was implementing Range, what is the ROI? Give me ROI. So it's not like we just talk ROI. We have to give a return on investment, how we are going to get it, what is the time frame we are here. It's not, I cannot give an ROI for 5 years. You'll say no. After 5 years, my growth is this much. I cannot wait for it. And I cannot give a software at that time an implementation period of 2 years. There are guys who have approached us for 2 years implement. I said no, because 2 years by the time I put my process, it's difficult. And one of our difficulty was that we are not like a government or a company where the systems are established. We were growing, so systems are floating. This is one of our biggest pain area. So if you have got a predefined system, you can say this is my system, like BHL, they would have seen it. BHL in India, they got a government company, it's a predefined system, you cannot change it. But for us, it's not that. So we have got it, our system changes because we are client-driven company. The client says, no, this is the way. One day one client will say, I will approve the data sheet of the pump, then you will order. One client will say, no, you will order first with the process data sheet. After ordering, please submit the data sheet of the pump with the vendor stamp. Both are different. So our process differs. That's what we said, we need a flexibility to define our own process. So that's one of our. So in short, I'd say it's a good ROI. We got it from Wrench. I'm really happy to say that, and we are really say. That's what we say in one word. Yes, our dream come true. Because when I was head of planning, everybody said you cannot control the progress at the drawing one document level. I don't know whether you are controlling it. I'm sure it will be very tough when people say everybody goes by numbers. And we want it not at the document level, document stage level. That means when a drafting is completed, I want to know the progress. Because I know whether you are aware of the S curve you use, statistical curve, for the project progress. Okay? The more smoother the curve, the best implementation of your project. So mainly when you do the engineering, if you don't have the stage progress, it's start, deliver. 20 days, a drawing. So flat is will be your curve. Never it will be smooth. It's a very wrong project management methodology. If you say go by 10 drawings, 5 drawings completed. No. Each drawing has got a weightage. In our company, each drawing has got a standard man hours. The weightage is as per the man hours, and when it is each drawing has got a predefined workflow. For a data sheet, the workflow is different, and for a layout, it is different. For a civil RCC, reinforcement concrete drawing is different. For a structural steel calculation, it is different. As per the process, as per the workflow, we could do a good project management. So, we are happy with Wrench? Yes. That's something, yes, it has given a lot of benefits to us. So I just would like to complete it. What is our future? What we are going to do with the Wrench partnership? We are going to roll out Wrench globally in all our locations, in all our sites. Long back, we had the concept of sending drawing to site. We put a transmitter. First we used to send the drawing just like a print. Then we started controlling it through a transmitter, internal transmitter. Now we are going to the next step. Almost all the sites will have printers. Okay? So only the mail goes to them saying this is the drawing available. They have to print, and they can print only the latest drawing. So this is the methodology we are doing it. So all the sites, all our offices we are going to implement Wrench globally. And integration with ERP. We got an ERP, we have just implemented a new ERP, which is called Industrial Financial Services. It's a Europe, Sweden-based company, which is a company very familiar in Europe. When we want an ERP, we were evaluated by independent agency called as HCL Technologies. So they came to our company, they studied our process, and they suggested 3 or 4 ERPs: SAP, Oracle, WABAG, and IFS. So when we evaluated to our process, SAP Oracle couldn't give us a SAP. Yes, it's a good manufacturing, good for manufacturing. Oracle, yes, it's good for good finance control. But SAP or Oracle couldn't give us project management. So we opted for IFS. So it gives us total project management and good control on finance and the process. So the one portion, it's like we start from procurement till finance, payments, everything in ERP. The other is engineering. So they also have got a document control system, but again I'll say that they don't have workflow. Just attach, attach, attach. Send, not send. That's the status they give. So we decided, no, we will have wrench. We will. So what we have done is now integrating wrench with ERP. So that it goes every day, talks with ERP, automatically updates the progress. Because we want to achieve online progress. Online progress. Right now, if somebody asks me, what is the progress of P200 project manager just clicks, this dashboard will show what is the progress. Because each procurement action has got a progress, and we work on the methodology of International Standard Earned Value Methodology, EVA. So, as per that methodology, the progress measurement is done, the project management is done. And another thing why we integrated is mainly for our budgeting and forecasting. Because unless you don't have a budget, you don't have a control. It's like unless you don't have a baseline, you cannot control it. Okay? So then the knowledge management globally, of course, we want to connect all the global offices wherever present. Inspection software, we got a good inspection software, which is again along with the ERP, how to control it. And we want to give client access implementation. We want to be the number one company to give the client access. So we are working on it. So the client accesses my wrench, approves the drawing, and he gives me the approval. So I don't have time to send it, back comments. No, he puts me the comments over there on the cloud. My guy sees it, approves it. So we are going for that. So we are working on a partnership with some of the clients where we sponsor for something, and we are working with them. So they're saying that because it's a lot of time it's like the aging days I consume for one drawing 14 days. It's a lot of time in a project of 12 months. So that's our future relationship with wrench. So what we say is that there are many aspects of water quality, and WABAG, we as WABAG take care of them all. And that's our business. And wrench takes care of our business process. So thank you very much.